Greetings, Elder Blacklight. Now, talking about Jack and Jill, what's happening? I'm using Ebonics street terms, because I'm not trying to really, attract white people, to my channel. First of all, let me insert this in my intentions. Why I do this. Uh, I came to the conclusion that I'm a communicator. I like music. I've been doing music ever since I was a tiny tot. Now it's just a hobby with me. I wanted to get into the music business, but I seen how it was. Now I had several chances to actually make it pretty big in the music business, but the circumstances surrounding me and people I know that's in the music business turned me off. Even when I went independent, I got my own independent label, was working on a radio station. I decided, you know, not to really get involved with that because on every level of the music business involves payola, involves a certain amount of payola, and it's certain people controlling markets, and locally and nationally, you know. So, but I was on radio and television, and uh, I decided to get out of that. I could have continued, but what I wanted to say uh, wasn't going over so big, and you can't get nobody to back you financially if you're not saying what they want you to say. So I chilled for a long time. I didn't do nothing, and then this came along. YouTube came along. Now YouTube is almost the same way. It's the same way, but uh, I decided not to monetize myself. I wanted to. At first, I wanted to push my music, but then I said, you know, I'm gonna be really talking about black people, black power, and uh, nation building time. So in my lyrics, that I've been writing for the last maybe 5 to 10 years, I'm honoring black women. Got a song I call Ebony Lady. I'm banging on the beat, see? Now, I'm not asking for no money. I'm not trying to market none of none of my products. No. Uh, but other brothers, they're supposed to be truth sayers and pro-black and all like that. They all of a sudden change, start attacking each other, whatever. You don't hear none of them talking about uh, what the police is doing to black people. You don't hear them talking like that no more. You don't hear none of the brothers talking about how crooked the government is. You don't even hear them talking about this thing on the Capitol Hill. I'm the only one that's really talking about it. Now, my viewership is low, because compared to others, you know. But if one person listen to my message and they really internalize it, because where I'm coming from is the same place the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was coming from Marcus Garvey, from Noble Drew. These brothers was revolutionary. So uh, now I'm talking about what's going up there on Capitol Hill. The reason why I'm saying that is because I want to give y'all some insight on my insight on how I see things jumping off the beat. When Donald Trump was uh, when he on television and was making uh, The Apprentice, especially the Celebrity Apprentice. I watched the Celebrity Apprentice. I didn't too much watch The Apprentice. I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes because they had a black man winning the apprenticeship. I just wanted to peep the science in that. So I peeped the science in Celebrity Apprentice, and I see how Donald Trump can manipulate. He had the women on one side and the men on one side. Then at one time he merged them all together, and he had different personalities face off against each other. I say this dude is a mastermind. You know, I mean, he can manipulate people. You know, and you seen people lying on each other. You know, trying to say their own self, lying about themselves, trying to say themselves so they won't get eliminated. What you seen on Apprentice is what you seeing now up there on Capitol Hill. Uh, he uh, carved out his cheer team, his team. You know, he got a team in the White House on the Republican asset. Now, there's a whole science behind the Republicans in Texas. I'm not gonna go into that right now. And it's almost, almost a civil war between uh, the liberals, and conservatives, the hardcore conservatives, and then you got the Jews up in there, then you got the Italians, all of them up in that mix, and uh, I want to touch on what Farrell was talking about uh, when he was calling out the Moors and he was calling out the uh, uh, Captain York in them. And then he also uh, insulted the integrity of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I want to say something about that, but I'm going to say this, that when you listen to Pharaoh talk real good, listen to him. All you Pharaoh lovers, if any of y'all listen to Pharaoh outside of listening to me, it's cool. But listen to those 2 videos, what he's saying. You can see that the white man that bought him off. And he's getting paid, he's going by a script. He got some white backers. Not only he getting paid by his subscribers, he's getting paid by YouTube. He's getting paid by uh, agents. All the leaders now, I don't care what they call themselves, are trying to get that money. And even though the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was true to what he was saying, Farrakhan had a chance to build him up or to tear him down. So he's in the process now of tearing him down. Uh, I don't know the reasons, but that's the facts. So they're not worried about me because they say, well, he ain't got nothing, you know. But now if I had 3 or 4, 6,000 followers, they would approach me. Right now, they could just manipulate YouTube and cut me out. The last thing I want to say about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton is this: that uh, when it comes down to it, they're gonna be in partnership together. You know, it depends on how much money involved, and uh, they stalling time too because they up to something. They up to something sneaky. You know, when all this is over with, when the smoke clears, uh, I believe it's gonna be a change of money. So my powers to uh, sway the people's thinking is very limited. So you know, but if I ever get to the point where I had the numbers like what Pharaoh and Sinette and all them, and I changed the way I talk, y'all know that then it got to me. But before I do that, before I change the way I talk, you know, because ain't nobody gonna um, stop me from talking like I want to talk. You know, I'm gonna do it, regardless of what the consequences may be. I'm gonna do it. Can't shake me or scare me. And I'm gonna take somebody with me if I have to go out. Somebody gonna go down with me. You know. So I believe that I got unseen powers. This is Black Light.